Hand sewing hobbies for beginners. There are machine sewing hobbies and hand sewing hobbies. Hand sewing involves stitching fabric by hand using a needle and thread. It's a skill that has been used for centuries to make clothing, quilts, and other textile items. You can sew with various stitches, including straight, running, whip, and more. It's also possible to sew embellishments onto fabric using hand sewing techniques. There are many reasons to try hand sewing, even if you already know how to use a sewing machine. Hand sewing is meditative and a way to relax and unwind after a long day. It's also a portable sewing method you can take anywhere. It's a calming and therapeutic activity that can help reduce stress levels. Hand-sewn items often have a more personal touch than those made with a machine. Upcycle fabric scraps or old clothing into new and unique items. Hand sewing is relatively easy to learn and doesn't require a lot of expensive equipment. It improves eye-hand coordination, strengthens your attention span, and can save you money by making gifts or home decor items. To start hand sewing, you will need a few basic supplies. A needle. You will use a needle of some size, depending on what you want to create. Fabric. Some hand-sewn leisure activities only require material you already have, while others, such as cross-stitch, require Ida cloth. Thread. You'll need a thread the same color as your fabric or section of the pattern you are creating. Scissors. Hand sewing requires sharp scissors that can easily cut through fabric. A thimble. A thimble is a small metal cap that fits over your finger so you don't poke yourself. A seam ripper. A seam ripper is a necessary inexpensive sewing implement that removes stitches made by mistake. There are many types of hand sewing hobbies, from quilting to embroidery, including applique, crocheting, knitting, quilting, beading, cross-stitch, lace making, tablet weaving, bobbin lace, embroidery, latch hooking, tatting, bunka, felting, macrame, weaving, crewel work, finger weaving, petite point. If you are unsure which hand sewing hobby is for you, then take some more time to look at the types that piqued your interest. Quilting, for example, can begin with utilized material from clothes you no longer wear so that the price will be less than purchasing materials from a fabric store. There are many different hand sewing projects that you can do for yourself to add a personal touch to clothing, blankets, and other household items, or you can share your talents to make other people happy. Sew a quilt for someone who is going through a tough time. Make a doll or baby clothes. Sew a teddy bear. Create curtains, tablecloths, towels, or furniture runners. Yes, hand sewing is a slower process than machine sewing, so take your time and enjoy the process of creating beautiful things. In addition, there is an intrinsic reward in creating something from scratch and the knowledge of that item being a legacy to other generations. Thanks for watching. Subscribe and visit us at leisureanswers.com.